And it's Ken Kreitzer for CBSI Services at the Direct Marketing Club of New York. I have a chance to talk with one of our friends, Bruce Biegel from the Winterberry Group, led a panel discussion on the new topic of onboarding, something that we all have a lot to learn about, the whole process of collecting consumer data and using it for targeting in the future. Why is this field growing so fast right now, Bruce?
The first part of the answer to that is onboarding got started for display targeting. And with the growth of display, whether it's mobile, video, social display, in order to do segmentation and to refine your approach, you need to have onboarded data. So the first use case, and probably the most widely adopted, probably 50% of the market, has been digital display targeting. And that drove the start of onboarding, and now we're starting to see this spread into other use cases, whether it's social targeting, whether it's addressable TV, attribution, and site-based targeting. So I think we're still early. Very few brands, probably 30 to 50, are using multiple use cases, but this is where we see the market going.
What is a multiple use case? That's a new term for me.
So if one use case, I'm going to use my onboarded data just for display targeting, which is where most of this started. A second use case, I'm going to use it for attribution. A third use case would say I'll use it for social targeting. So you're starting to get more use out of that same onboarded data, so you get more value for the cost.
Very good. And we talked about how the number of devices per individual is increasing, and the data is just growing exponentially, and the need for accuracy. How do you do this well?
It starts at the data layer. You need to make sure your data is organized and your data is clean. It's garbage in, garbage out. Once you've identified your CRM data, your first party, you now look to say, what do I need to match? Who should I go to? So take it step by step. But you also have to have somebody who owns this process. It's not going to happen by itself, and it doesn't happen across functions. So somebody, typically your CRM group and not your digital group, because they understand how to keep data clean and accurate, should be the owner. And then you start to push it forward, but it requires cross-function collaboration in the organization.
Very good. And you mentioned Amazon, is kind of the big gorilla in all of these marketing discussions today. And you mentioned also, but really only the top 50 brands or so are starting this, using onboarding. Who are the companies that should be using, and how can they benefit?
You know, it's not it's really not just 50. So probably half the market that does display targeting is using onboarding through their DMP and DSP partners. But those that are using more than one use case, that's when all of a sudden you start to get down into 50, 100, 500 brands out of the thousands that are out there. So I think we're still early in the process. There are complexity in the supply chain is going to be something that they have to work through.
Just a question I didn't get a chance to ask in the panel discussion is role of data you generate through customer service. We do a lot of work at CBSI with contact centers, questions and comments coming in from customers, information gathering in that manner. Is there a way, is gathering information that comes in from customer service part of this?
Absolutely. You know, when we think about why do I have a CRM database in the first place, being able to feed the customer service center and in turn take the output back into the database so that you have a better picture, the service picture, and not just the marketing picture of your customer is absolutely critical. And as we start to gain insights from their digital lives and their digital footprint, you want to be able to feed that back to the call center and say, these are where people have been. These are their behaviors. These are their footprints.
Absolutely. And Bruce Biegel, just tell us a little bit about your company, the Winterberry Group.
Winterberry Group is a 15-year-old management consultancy based in New York. We work for many of the suppliers, the data companies and agencies in the industry. We work for the brands doing data transformation and marketing operations strategy, and we work for the publishers. So we are a multifaceted organization here in New York.
Hey, great to have you here at the Direct Marketing Club of New York. You do terrific presentations of your research and findings. Great to see you.
Thank you very much, Ken. Take care.
Our pleasure. This is Ken Kreitzer for CBSI Services at the Direct Marketing Club of New York.